Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast. Oh, let's get it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. Welcome on in once again, back again to the Sports Buffoons studios here out of Lenexa, Kansas. Thank goodness it's a Wednesday night, so that way what are you doing over there? That way we can get it crunk for you guys. Is that still a word we use in today's age?
Crunk?
No, that was back in, I feel like,
Lil Jon.
2005.
Yeah, baby.
There.
I feel like I'm an 05 kind of guy though.
Yeah.
I love 05.
That was a good era.
First of all, great albums. We had a mixture of great rock and rap at the time. Now everything's gone to trash. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think 05 was a cool time period, actually. But the reason I'm holding a blue bat right now is that it is the end of Royals baseball season. This is the final Royals baseball season episode we're going to be having to deal with, I guess. Not that we talk Royals. Listen, Tanner.
We all care.
Zach Greinke pitches his final game as a Royal coming up on this coming Sunday. And I hope, final game ever, probably, he's going to retire. And I hope it goes well.
Congrats to him.
So that's why I'm holding this blue bat for you guys. If you're going out to the game on Sunday at Kauffman Stadium, go out there, cheer on Zach Greinke in his retirement. So that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, to be fair, the dude is a Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer.
Oh,
and I've got his autograph, and I will sell it to you guys. Anybody out there for
I'm sure you
$375.
There is a few retirements going around the way this year too, right? We have Greinke, of course, Miggy out there in Detroit Tigers, legend right there. So
he's been playing forever as well.
Forever.
How old is that guy? Is he 40?
I think he's 40. I'll look him up.
Close to 40 at least.
What about Ohtani? Ohtani's going to retire the arm and just go as a one-sided player. You know,
40 years old.
Okay.
Not like Deion Sanders plays both sides of the field, but Ohtani is about to go down to one side.
He should.
We're not talking Deion too
Tommy
much
John.
today.
We're talking about everything.
Second Tommy John. So yeah, he should. I mean, it's going to cost him money though. That's $200 million at least. He's going to not get.
Good news is, guys,
whatever.
I just wanted to get Greinke off my chest and just say, thank God it's football season. Let's
before we end the baseball talk real quick
that.
here, can we give a big congrats to the friend and family of the show, Connor
Dawson,
on the Brewers making the playoffs and clinching the division last night thanks to a Cubs drop. That's
congratulations.
What I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah. Most importantly,
that's awesome.
Most importantly, like, you don't get fired, dude. So I'm proud of you, man.
Well,
good job for not getting fired this year.
It's still funny.
Look,
that's a celebration, right?
That's a team that the Brewers, their offense had a lot of young guys this year, a lot of guys who were not MLB ready, maybe, but he made it work, man. That team's a bona fide playoff contender. They
really hit on the trade deadline. Is what really happened there. Really,
and I do want to see him do well, because when I was growing up as a child, the Brewers were in our division.
Yeah,
like the Brewers were in the Royals division, so. I do want to see the Brewers do well. I want to see Connor do well. And most importantly, man, just, take it to the extreme, man.
I remember that time Connor and I were swimming in the pool together and my girlfriend's in there, and he was just there for the whole experience.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we got to have that together. And I'm just glad that we got to enjoy that.
It's unfortunate.
All that good time.
Yeah. Was it a European bathing pool, or was it just a regular
for that
pool?
moment? It was in Tanner's apartment pool, as a matter of fact.
Well, it was both of our apartment pool.
Well, no, this was back when you were over by Quivira.
Oh, this is Regents.
Oh yeah, Regents, man.
I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
Regents. We had some wild stuff going down over there.
Well done. Let's just get back to sports for a moment.
Anyways, all right, guys. No, let's actually introduce ourselves. So, JG to my left, Tanner Dawson to my right. I'm Mike Suttle running it here. What you guys sipping on?
I got the Buzz Balls, man. That's my main go-to. Got a vitamin water. I've been drinking everything under the sun, for the last 3 hours. And, I went sober, guys. Did you know that I went sober I think Mike did it as well, and for the entire month of August. Now we're into September. We're actually towards the end of September. And I don't know what the fuck we're drinking right now, but it tastes amazing. And we love to talk about sports. We love to give you guys free advice in terms of your sports betting because we are degenerates on this fucking show.
That'll be later in the show.
And so stay tuned.
We're 4 days away from October 1st, and you're bringing up August.
That is true. That is true.
No.
That is true. That is a thing that has happened. So
we're fucking gambling degenerates.
We
okay.
are.
Well, Tater, how you doing?
I'm good.
What you got over there?
You came in clutch there. You know, you swung something, and
I walked in with a goose.
with some goose.
I played some ducks to get a free goose.
Dude, that's
what I did.
I wanted a beer, but I didn't have any here that I really wanted. Obviously, you saw my fridge, Mike. It's just a whiskey. But this is full clutch. This is full clutch.
Full on goose mode. So yeah, I'm Tanner gave me a little absolute Mandarin, I think is what it's called, or something like that. So I'm gonna sip on that. But yeah, guys. Otherwise, we're here to talk football with you for the most part. So great news, guys. We kicked it off this past week, week 3. I was down in Branson with the girl, her 30th birthday. So little getaway party for us, just ourselves. We had a great time.
30 is a wonderful age.
Of course, I had to find time on Sunday to go to Big Whiskey's to watch a Chiefs-Bears game. And, man, that was awesome.
That place was short-lived here, wasn't it?
It was short-lived here in Overland Park.
Yeah.
But
and they tore that building down.
I was always a fan, man.
I thought it was really good.
It was, and it's still standing in Branson. So it's still there, man. It's going wonderful. I mean, it's busy as hell, without a doubt. So.
Oh, hey, what was that fast food place you went to?
Oh, I went to Beefaroo, Tanner. I went to Beefaroo. That was in Springfield.
There's one up in OP now.
Yeah, they got a beef. I heard.
I drove by it yesterday. I had to go to the storage from baseball practice, and I looked over. We're was it not Cane's? It's the other one. The other chicken place.
Oh shoot, I don't know, man.
But I knew they closed down that, and then I looked over and said, "I say Beefaroo." I'm pretty sure that's what Mike told me.
Everyone over out here, whenever we first brought Whataburger to Kansas City, was freaking out and waiting 3 hours in line to get a goddamn burger.
Yeah,
Beefaroo is better than Whataburger, man.
It probably
don't waste your time at Whataburger. Go to Beefaroo.
I mean, it looks better from what I'm seeing here.
It is. So,
cool.
No, anyways, let's get to the Chiefs Bears real quick. So, obviously the game was a big time blowout. We ended up 41-10 in that game. Could have been worse.
So good to see though.
Put the backups in the third quarter. And one of the things about that game that just made me kind of happy was just that I know we're going against the worst team in the league in that moment, but just getting on the same page with a lot of the guys on the offensive side of the ball. I knew the defense was going to be awesome. I knew that going into it. I told you guys last week it was going to be badass. It was easy.
No Bolton, no problem.
And no, because this linebacker group is awesome itself too. Even without Bolton, it's deep. Lots of depth there. But offensively, we got to see some great things from Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce looks like he's back to his old form, of course, with 7 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown.
Nice.
And then the run game put up 152, I believe, yards on the ground. Of course, some of that was Mahomes, but a lot of it was also just Pacheco, and even Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 52, I think, yards on the ground as well himself.
But he couldn't get the 3 yards in receiving.
No. What can you expect? We got to keep our expectations low for Mr. Clyde Edwards-Helaire here in KC. We don't expect great things necessarily. Just be available. I guess
that was the low expectation. 3.5.
Oh, Tanner, I don't know what to tell you on that, man. I don't tell you on your betting things. So, but no, I mean, overall, I was pretty happy with the performance of everybody for the most part. Kadarius Toney, I mean, what was the point? What was the point even putting him out there in the first place? It made no sense to me. All that kind of good stuff. But I mean, obviously, the thing that stole the show, we could talk about that real quick. But now it's official. Now it's official. The dating of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is now official, and they obviously had a great evening, a great weekend itself.
Did you see him in that car yet?
Well, yeah, he had a
Cutlass.
There was a Chevelle, actually.
Is that what it was?
I think it was a Chevelle.
Somebody said Cutlass on Twitter. I don't know my cars.
I think it was a Chevelle.
It looked good though.
But yeah, no, it looked good. Of course, they took off, and Travis got to avoid all the questions from all the media that night. And I heard she stayed for a couple of nights, as a matter of fact. So went back on Tuesday morning was the last I ever heard about everything. But they've been hanging out for a few days, obviously.
Yeah.
And the news of the day is today, as a matter of fact, is that she will be in attendance for the Chiefs-Jets game in New York. So obviously this thing's going to keep on rolling. What that means for Chiefs ticket sales, I have no idea, because we know all about the 400% increase for Travis Kelce jersey sales.
That was insane.
Stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really want to I don't really have a reason to want to get into this too much, because everyone that every time you turn on a news station, it feels like someone's talking about it, and it's kind of annoying.
It's in front of your face.
I don't really care about this whole thing. I mean, I think it's funny, it's amusing. Taylor Swift has some good songs that I like. I mean, I've listened to her off and on here and there.
You think Brittany Mahomes is jealous
because the spotlight's not on her
anymore?
If she's jealous, that's very petty. If that's the case, because if you're Brittany Mahomes and you're jealous of Taylor Swift now becoming the most popular female that has anything to do with the organization, I mean, you got to realize, okay, wait a minute, this is the most worldwide, most famous woman right now.
Let's be real. Mama Kelsey surpassed her last year. So.
You think Donna?
I think Donna's sitting there as number 2 and Brittany Mahomes at 3.
Oh, well, maybe. But I think Donna's more one, just like the Kelseys in general. Those two as brothers. I mean,
she might be the queen. And
now, I'll say this: Donna surpassed Brittany when it comes to the NFL because at least she's more well known, recognized within just the NFL world at this point. Now that both Jason and Travis have been around,
she did get to go on the script commercial, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But no, I don't really have an opinion on the whole situation for the most part. I mean, I'm glad it's happening. It's funny to me. I laughed out loud whenever I literally LOL'd you guys whenever I saw her in the stands while I was in Branson on the TV screen. And no, I mean, what do you guys have to think about this? Any opinions? Does it matter to you guys that Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift?
I mean, he's got a lot of advertisements out there with the Bud Light and the Pfizer, so we're making a lot of money, bitch. You know what? And what happens when you make a lot of money? You don't really give a fuck. If you're out there and you're out there with Taylor Swift, 2 big superstars in the world, and you're making a shitload of money from Pfizer and Bud Light.
It's weird that you honestly bring up those two.
No, I'm not bringing up anything. Like at some point,
because he has high V too.
But at some point, those no.
He does have a lot of
shit about that.
He does have a lot of sponsors.
He's getting the most money.
We're naming a couple Pacific companies.
It's a little bit different when you're talking about Bud Light and Pfizer. Okay, but when you get that much money,
2 years ago, dude.
My question to you is, when you get that much fucking money from those 2 fucking companies, do you really give a fuck what people think? I wouldn't. I'm taking that fucking paycheck, and I'm being friends with Taylor Swift or whatever you want to throw out there. I'm living my best life, man. Like I have nothing against all of Travis Kelce's endorsements. Just let's see what happens. But they are a power couple, and we all love to see power couples. Well, like nobody wants anything more to see than to see power couples in the United States.
I guess that's
Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. You can't hate on that. Like who's gonna hate on that shit? Making all that fucking money, 2 superstars dating each other. Like this is huge, man.
Now my only question then from there is that, is this going to become a Tony Romo, Jessica Simpson type of ordeal?
Oh, no. This is much bigger.
It could be bigger, but my question is,
huge.
If you guys remember right, Romo, when he was dating Simpson, was awful and throwing picks all the time. He was Mr. Turnover Romo over there. Now, is this going to affect Kelsey's game on the field? Because that's what I care about the most, obviously, is that
I think it's
he's not distracted on what's going on.
I think it's different being a quarterback and dating that kind of high level versus being a guy that's just receiving the ball and playing your game.
What's funny about this is someone in the NFL that's very prominent dating Kim K now. Isn't that a thing, Mr. Odell Beckham? Is that right, Tanner?
Are we really bringing Odell? I don't know if he is.
Look,
are we bringing Odell in?
Do you think he purposefully injured his cock so he could be spending more time with Kim K?
I don't.
Because
I think he's an injured cock, period.
Normally, like
so then that's his life.
Now he's past his prime, dude.
That's irrelevant then?
OBJ is past his prime. You've got Kelsey who is entering. Kelsey's at the end of his prime. And so if you're Travis Kelce, you got to go all in. If you're a player on the Chiefs, this does not matter. It doesn't matter who you're dating. You got to go all in. You got to give it your best shot here because you're only going to be around for what? 1 more year, 2 more years. Like he's at the end of
my
his
girlfriend
prime.
asked me this week how much longer Kelsey has. I gave her 3 years. Is what I told her.
It's appropriate. It's appropriate.
3 years. And I'm not expecting elite level play going into year 3. Trust me. If Kelsey's wearing down at age 36, I'm not going to be angry.
It'd be cool, but don't expect.
I'll put it this way.
You're not going to have 1,400 yards at age 36.
There's no way.
It's not a possibility.
I'll put it this way.
Hey,
He's got a whole Kelsey has a lot more. He's got a lot more leeway than DeAndre Ayton. Then that's a guy we're gonna talk about Ayton later on in the show, but Kelsey's probably gonna be more productive than Ayton in the next 3 years.
All right. Any final thoughts on that before we move along here?
Have fun, Kels. Do your thing.
Have fun, man. Make
That's
as much money as you can because
do it.
Like I'm not gonna tell you do anything else. Like I would do the same thing in your shoes. In fact, and a lot of.
So you're trying to say he might be a sellout?
No,
I'm waiting for Larry Johnson to give us a rundown on why this is some part of the satanic temple. This is some kind of a satanic ritual that he's a part of now.
My point
He's been sucked in by the elitist, and I'm waiting for Larry Johnson to tell us all about it.
We all do the same shit, which is to make as much money as possible. We try to help our family as much as we possibly can, and that's what he's doing right now. So like. Anybody that wants to hate on that, I understand it, but I'm doing the same thing in my own personal life right now. I'm making as much money as I possibly can right here and right now, and that's exactly what Kelsey is doing. So
very nice. All right, guys, real quick. So let's talk about the Jets Chiefs real quick. So
you got the injury report?
Yeah, bring it up, Tanner. Bring up injury report. It's a big one, but guys,
it is a big one, but it's not as bad.
Full participants. Let's not make too much of a big deal about it. So Tanner, let's focus on the serious injuries.
Okay, so I'll just give your LPs and DNPs. Limited practices, did not practice. For clarification, Noah Gray, illness, did not practice. Nick Bolton, ankle, did not practice. Chris Jones, groin. Chris Jones, interesting. Limited practice. Kadarius Toney, toe, limited practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different guys also on the report, full practice. Jets side, real quick here. Mekhi Becton, knee, limited practice. Wes Schweitzer, another lineman, concussion, did not practice. On top of Breece Hall, limited practice there.
We went into this season, you guys, and we saw Bears, and we were like, who gives a shit? Then we saw Jets right after that, and went, this is going to be a great game. We cannot wait to get this thing going. It's going to be tough. I mean, it's in New York. I mean, the Chiefs could have trouble with Rodgers, and now we're looking at this game and just going like, just play your backup.
How classic is this, though? Aaron Rodgers gets injured week 1, 5 snaps in. And, of course, it's the same year that, once again, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are supposed to face off, and they don't face off.
It's 3 times now in Mahomes' career.
Either Mahomes is injured or Rodgers is injured.
Something has happened to where they've not played each other. So, for some reason, we may never see that unfold. I don't know.
Maybe it's just a sign now. Like, just don't schedule it.
It may never happen. It is what it is. Mahomes is going to have great battles along his way in his career against great quarterbacks. He just maybe will never face the guy who he in a lot of ways looked up to play style wise growing up. Yes, of course Mahomes has been very open about being a Brett Favre fan whenever he was a kid, and then Aaron Rodgers, of course, afterwards, and the way he modeled his game. But whatever. It is what it is, guys. Here we are sitting here facing Zach Wilson instead, which, thank God, because I think I'm going to be going up to turn 2 at Hollywood Casino, hanging out with Vinny Pasquantino of the Royals.
Oh shit!
And be hanging out with him during the game. That's my plan for the evening, guys. Sunday night. So I'll be up there doing that. But back to the injury report real quick. So Nick Bolton once again looks like he's probably not going to play again this week. And Kadarius Toney, the toe injury is still there. Obviously, what's the point in playing him? Don't send him out there. It doesn't make sense to me.
Even Chris Jones, if he's hurting at all come Sunday, why put him out there?
I don't really know the extent of this groin injury, and Chris Jones is not typically one who has random lingering injuries or whatever that's going to cost him a bunch of issues. I mean, that's not really normally his MO on that. But I mean, obviously, a guy like Nick Bolton, you want to have him for the stretch of the season. I mean, he's not a guy that's ever been injured as a Chief, so him going through this situation, let him take his time. Kadarius Toney is always injured. So for me,
Always, dude.
I don't give a damn about Kadarius Toney being on this team up until about week 15. Around there. Then after maybe didn't get in a rhythm a little bit. Keep your damn ass on the field finally and get the playoffs. So
I mean, I'm with you. Like, why play Bolton or Toney? Your next 3 opponents after, is it 3? Oh,
and,
4 opponents. Sorry, or 5 opponents. 6. Oh my gosh, dude, we're freaking stacked after this game. Vikings gonna be a shootout. Broncos, Chargers, Broncos. So you get 2 easy games, but division games, and then you got in England the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins game is by far the most interesting, of course, of those. I mean, the Broncos are just hoping to steal a game, which, we'll talk
It's a
about that here in just
division
a
game. We know
second.
that.
But no, so real quick, so we've seen about Jawan Taylor and some of his penalties that's popped up the last couple weeks, and now 3 illegal formation penalties have been called against him. Meanwhile, no other lineman this entire season to this point has also been called for that same penalty, as far as not lining up on the line of scrimmage far enough. But we've seen many examples along the way. Andy Reid's finally speaking out about it. Patrick Mahomes spoke out about it now, and everyone's kind of frustrated. Everyone's frustrated that Jawan Taylor is being targeted right now by officials, and what we're going to do about it, I don't know. I mean, what can you do about it if you're the Chiefs, other than just point it out and say, hey, you guys are literally making this more of a deal than it needs to be.
There's not much more you can do.
But here's the problem. The officials can now use this as some kind of ammunition for adjusting games down the stretch of the season when they feel necessary.
Yep.
When they feel like it's appropriate to, like that big play to Justin or the Marquez Valdes-Scantling this past weekend. They went for basically a 50-yard touchdown.
Yep.
Called back based on that illegal formation. The exact same spot that Jawan Taylor had been lining up literally the entire game. But they used that moment to then throw that flag. That's what's going to happen down the stretch of this season, and a big opportunity, a big moment against a great team that's going to be so freaking screwed up that it's going to drive us crazy. And I'm glad that Reid and Mahomes are getting ahead of it now and starting to say something outwardly, because that's not normal of those guys. But we got to get ahead of this now before it becomes an issue later on in the season, and they do start using it as a way to keep games closer and to keep the Chiefs from having these explosive plays, because at the end of the day, the NFL wants games to stay close. It's good for business.
A couple games we're going to highlight there would be the Dolphins, Eagles, Bills games that they could easily use it against us.
Absolutely. And in big moments. That's what I'm afraid of. It's going to be a fourth quarter situation. Chiefs are going to have a 40-yard play down the field to extend a drive or to have a touchdown. It's going to be called back because the guy, they perceive him to be not far enough up on the line of scrimmage, is lined up the exact same way as a lot of other tackles in this league that just don't ever get called.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very disturbing to me on a couple of fronts. Number one, the fact that you called Jawan Taylor for the penalty, and then Patrick Mahomes got injured, or potentially that could have been a serious injury on that next fucking play, right? And so now all of a sudden you have the face of the league getting injured because the NFL decided that they wanted to make a particular call on that play. So that's number one. That's the most disturbing thing to me that came out of that play. You have the face of the league in Patrick Mahomes that could have been a catastrophic injury. I mean, we saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers. The New York Jets had high hopes. I mean, their entire season was based on that one fucking play when he got injured. And now you're going to call a penalty on Jawan Taylor, and then the very next play, Mahomes gets injured.
Yeah. Wasn't
serious, thankfully. But that's a problem. And I think the NFL is going to look at that and say, hey, we almost just fucked ourselves because Mahomes, newsflash, he's probably the face of the league right now. We probably shouldn't try to get him injured. But other than that, I think, it's a serious issue. I mean, Jawan Taylor should not be targeted. Everybody knows that. We don't want to have a situation where we look at games as being rigged because people are getting called for penalties. I don't want to sit here. You guys know me well enough to know, exactly where I'm going to go right now. how many offensive linemen do we have in the league? And how many white offensive linemen do we have that line up the same exact way that Juwan Taylor did? How many white players do we have that did not get called for that fucking penalty? Meanwhile,
I don't remember Andrew Wiley ever getting called for something like
Juwan Taylor, newsflash, he's a black guy. Why are we targeting a black man in this fucking league?
Wouldn't it be more Tyron Smith, other guys?
So, like
Orlando Brown Jr.
I'm not going to give you.
If you're trying to get into that, like that's.
I'm going. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave a little bit of space here because this is going into my easy money bet of the week. All right,
we're not there yet.
we're going into that. I'm not going to give you guys my answer here, but when you're sitting there and you have white offensive linemen all over the fucking league that don't get called for a certain shit, and you're gonna punish a black player in Juwan Taylor every fucking day.
Jeez,
every fucking day.
What are we doing? I know they're buffoons, but
are we gonna stop punishing black players? Right? Are we going to stop targeting black players? Like, seriously, like I'm whetting your, to be clear, guys, I'm whetting your appetite for my easy money bet of the week. I'm not going to give it to you now, but can we just please stop being racist?
We'll remember that for later.
Can we stop being racist in the fucking?
Oh, I agree.
In the fucking fucking league.
Hell.
I don't want to watch football. Okay. We're gonna be fucking racist. I'm tired of it.
I can't wait for you. I can't wait for this next segment.
Dude. I agree. Jesus.
I can't wait for this next segment.
So real quick, I just wanted to ask you guys. So we've seen now the Chiefs are using a wide receiver by committee type of approach, right? I mean, that's been a statement that's been said. I don't like that typically. I actually like continuity when it comes to quarterback and receivers approach to the game. I don't like just mixing and matching every single game. And
your continuity is, right?
Will.
Your two people.
What do you mean?
Who's your two receivers that are always in the game?
I'm talking about wide receivers, Tanner.
Yeah, who's your two receivers that are always in the game?
Well, Justin Watson gets a lot of snaps.
And?
Well, hold on.
MVS.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, you piece of shit.
What? No, hold on. MVS is not getting the snap counts that you think.
Let's look it up.
As a matter of fact. When you want to talk about snap counts, MVS is actually getting lowered down as time goes. But I just want to, I'm curious what you guys think is going to be the actual top three receivers once we get to the last 3 weeks of the season. Who's going to be the reliable ones? Who's going to be the ones who've stood out enough to where they or earned more playing time? Justin Ross had 29 snaps this past game, as a matter of fact. But no, this past game was very much a mixed bag of different guys, which is fine because we had some injuries throughout this week. So Kadarius Toney had the toe, so we only played 15 snaps, which we should not have been playing to begin with in the first place. But Rashee Rice absolutely has made a name for himself at this point. And yes, he's had a couple of missteps along the way.
He's talking about going down. He had one. He's had the most in the receivers rank
for the total of the season.
He played over 65% of snaps for the season.
Season, but I'm talking about last game, Tanner. The last game, 65%. So you're saying he's played 65% of snaps so far. Justin Watson's also been out there for some of the most as well. He's been starting every game.
So Sky Moore's the next one in.
Sky Moore, and after that's probably Toney, but then Rashee Rice.
I went away from it because I want to look at snap count here. 41, 55, 41. So there's no difference, dude. There's no difference in the snap count. As much as you want to make a difference of it, there's no difference in the snap count.
No. What's sad about that?
It should be.
If the numbers you're saying right now are true, and that even proves my point further about MVS's production.
Let me give this to you real quick here. You're looking at MVS with 65.55%, Sky Moore with 64. Okay. And then your next one down is Justin Watson at 38, Rashee Rice, 33, and then Justin Ross, Kadarius Toney.
So you're telling me
Kadarius Toney 17%.
Well, Tanner, he missed a whole.
He gave up game one. So
I mean, he missed a whole game.
I'm just telling you.
Like it's not the same thing.
Well, you would assume that you wouldn't miss. You would only.
Okay.
You're telling me in 2 games, Kadarius Toney's only played 37 snaps.
Based on the numbers you just said, our starting receivers are MVS, Justin Watson, and Sky Moore.
Correct.
Those are the top 3. My question to you guys is, by the end of the year, who is going to be your top 3? Who's our top 3 receivers? Is it going to stay the same? I sure as hell hope
Hey
not.
man, I love Kadarius Toney. I love him as an athlete, but if I'm giving my answer right now, it's gonna be Rashee Rice, MBS, and Sky Moore. Those are the big 3 right there. So I love Kadarius Toney, and if he can, if he can make it happen for the rest of the year, I mean, a full season, then more power to him. But to me, those are the top 3 players because Rashee Rice, like, we believe in him, like he's a big bodied receiver. MVS, he's a guy that's been there and done that. He's Mr. Dependable. Sky Moore, like you guys are fucking laughing at this shit.
No, not you.
Like,
I'm not laughing at you.
This is legit. Like those are your top 3 receivers right now at the end of the season.
All I'm saying,
Rashee Rice, MVS, and Sky Moore.
If Sky Moore is a top 3 receiver on this team, that's sad. It's sad.
You guys realize last year our finish for receivers getting snap counts was MVS at 67, Juju at 66.
Hey man,
and Justin Watson at 42%.
You know what?
I hope I'm wrong. Justin Watson was there for
you guys know what?
4 games, right?
If I'm wrong,
he was,
4 or 5.
He was available.
Was he available?
If I'm wrong with the 3 that I picked, we're gonna win the Super Bowl because that means that Kadarius Toney stayed healthy down the stretch where it mattered. Because if I can put Kadarius Toney into that mix as the number 1, then we're gonna have a great.
We gotta find
season.
a way to get Rashee Rice the ball more than Sky Moore.
I agree.
That's gonna help the
I
offense.
agree.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I agree with you. That's the best case scenario for sure.
I don't think you kick MVS out. I don't think they do. I don't think you kick Justin Watson out. As much as we all want him to, but I don't think you do. So I think you got MVS. I think you got Justin Watson, and I think Sky Moore will have your next number of snap counts in this
It's a
thing.
sad group of receivers right now. It's sad sound. I mean, when you say them out loud,
so bad. Like when
you say them out loud, it's just disappointing.
like I knew Sky Moore was up there, and then when you said MVS hasn't,
well, you guys know how I feel about Sky Moore. You guys know how I feel about that. I mean, it'd be really awesome right now to have on this roster at the moment. It'd be like a
Tony Gonzalez.
You got your you got your Kadarius Toney, who may or may not be available. You got your Rashee Rice because you're going to draft him anyway, and then you probably got George Pickens to be your WR1. That sounds like a really good group to start with right there. And then Justin Watson could be your WR4 or 5 like you wanted all along.
So with your George Pickens stuff, now all of a sudden you're just going into your wet dreams that you have every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's a fucking wet dream. The George Pickens shit.
I know. I'm over it now. I mean, I'm not over it, but I'm over it for this topic at least. So, all right, guys. You guys ready to move along to the next?
Yeah, let's do
section. Because I did have another question I was going to ask, but we don't need to hit on it right now. I mean, honestly,
just do it, man. We got all night, man. It's
we got to do our prediction. Show. What's your prediction for the Jets?
We've got 3 hours, man. Just ask whatever you want to say.
Prediction for the game. No, I feel like it's going to be a complete blowout again. I mean, I felt like the Bears game was going to be a blowout. I remember making fun of you because you said 31-21, and I was like, the Bears are not going to score 3 freaking touchdowns. Is what I said. I think I said 31-10, so I was close, I guess.
Yeah, I said 10.
So you said 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was more on the 24 mark though.
Well, okay. I was drunk as fuck, but that was not my easy money bet. So it was like
it wasn't
trying to mislead people.
Yeah. So right now the Jets team right now is in flux, and there's a lot of disappointment and anger going on in that locker room. There's a lot of people that are pissed off at the way that Robert Saleh is handling the quarterback situation.
Unreal.
And I kind of agree with the team on that because I think you have to just realize this is not worth our time and move along. And they added Trevor Siemian to the roster, which could get some snaps in this game depending on how it begins. I think that Chiefs walk away with this easily again. No reason to think the Chiefs can't go out there and give them I'm gonna give them a 27-7 final score.
I like that 27-7. I mean, the big storyline in this game is like everybody in the world knows that the Chiefs are going to win this game, but like what's going to happen between the Coug Hunter and Trevor Siemian? Like who's going to be the legit starter of this game? I think are they going to throw? Yeah, he likes the Cougars. So Zach Wilson, he loves those fucking Cougars. That's why they call him the Coug Hunter. But if he starts the game, is he really going to finish the game, or are they going to throw fucking Trevor Siemian in there? I don't fucking know. Like, it's a shit show. Like, how many fucking distractions can we have in the land of the New York Jets? Like, all of a sudden we brought in Aaron Rodgers. He was supposed to be the savior. Then he hurts his cock. So his cock is injured. Now all of a sudden you got that Coug Hunter, and Zach Wilson likes to hunt those fucking Cougars. And then now all of a sudden it's Trevor Siemian. And how many fucking quarterbacks can we get in the fucking same room at the same time? It's a fucking disaster. So the bottom line is, for me, what's the line? It's 9.5.
9.5.
I'll take 27 to 24.
Wow.
27-20. It's going to be close, man.
I want to know how they score the points.
But wait for the easy Monday bet of the week. You have to. Don't take me seriously on this, guys. Don't take me seriously.
If you walk yourself ass back.
No, it's 27 to 24. But if you can wait until the end of the show, guys, I promise you, I will give you a legit pick to bet on that will blow your fucking
Tanner,
mind.
what do you got?
Just get ready. Stay tuned.
Real quick. Do you think this Kirk Cousins to Jets thing could actually happen?
Ooh, what?
That's what everybody's calling for.
What are the Jets going to do?
No,
How are they going to make that
Justin
happen?
Fields. Justin Fields
Why
is going to be
Justin
traded.
Fields?
They're going to trade
pass
him.
the ball.
He's going to.
He can't read a pass. Why would they do that?
Because Zach Wilson sucks worse than Justin Fields.
I think they both
That's a trade
equally
that's about
suck.
to fucking happen.
Look, that's not happening this year.
You don't think it's going to happen?
Ever, really.
Well, because Kirk Cousins is on his final year, right? No contract. And
the Vikings are not giving up, throwing in the towel already in this season.
that's what I was saying, but that's what everybody keeps
It's
yelling.
not like, okay, we're starting over in the middle of the year. The rest of that team would give up on you.
Yeah, they would.
All of them would.
Garrett
No, it's
Wilson's
not
already
happening.
doing it
Sorry,
for
it's
Jets.
not happening. It's a fun idea, but it's not happening.
I mean, guys, I might be benching Garrett Wilson this week here in fantasy football. It's going to be scary. But give me 30 to 3.
Oh, shit, balls.
Okay.
I
think that sounds good.
By the way, I think these 30 points, though, I think in the first quarter, the first 3 drives, we get stopped because the Jets defense is still good. We got to remember this, but they get tired really easily because the offense can't move the ball. So,
hey, man.
Hey, sounds good.
Jets are going to cover unless you listen to me later on in the show, man. You got to stay tuned.
All right.
Jets are going to cover that shit.
I did want to, just because we do a show once a week, I got to give a little bash real quick. But can you believe the Denver Broncos give up 70 freaking points, 10 offensive touchdowns in one game, the NFL record? NFL record, you guys. 10 offensive touchdowns scored in one game. And yeah, I know people are like, oh, but the point record 72. No, those teams, the Washington Redskins at the time, and then the New York football team at the time, both of them had 66 and 72 respectively. But they had returns for touchdowns and defensive interceptions for touchdowns. This Dolphins game, where they won 70-20, all 70 points. Well, I guess 63 points were scored through the offense.
Didn't Russell Wilson play the whole game too?
Yes, Russell Wilson played the whole game.
Didn't he play the whole game?
Well, I mean,
oh wait, he played the whole game.
That is the worst defensive performance technically of all time, because you allowed 5 passing and 5 rushing, which means you weren't selling out for one or the other. You were equally as bad at both. You suck ass. Hey. And Sean Payton, the head coach, he wanted to go out there and make a big ordeal this offseason during training camp about how much Nate Hackett sucks ass.
He's a turd,
he shit the bed as a head coach, and this Broncos team is the top 5 worst coaching head jobs of all time.
That guy sucks.
And then I'm going to take over this roster and tell Russell Wilson you don't get your own room anymore, and all this other bullshit. Sean Payton, you can eat a hot fucking dick right now. You suck ass.
Hey, you know who never did that? Hackett never gave up 70 points.
No, he did not.
No, I never saw Hackett.
No, In fact, we have not seen that in over 50 years.
That means Josh McDaniels never gave up 70 points either.
Even Josh McDaniels.
Unbelievable.
So I will submit to you that the reason why Sean Payton gave up 70 points is because he can write a blank check right now. They brought him in. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know, they brought in Russet Potato, not Russell Wilson. Russet Potato is your fucking quarterback. You don't think that Sean Payton has a blank check right now to do whatever the fuck he wants as a Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback? You know, he is not going to be held accountable. Okay. As bad of a coach, as shitty as you think he's doing right now, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's got a blank check. He can do whatever he wants. And so he's probably trying to get Russet Potato the hell out of there as soon as possible, because that's a big fucking contract. When we go to our NBA topics a little bit later on to the show, guys, we'll be talking about some contracts that are shitty. But that Russet Potato contract, Russell Wilson, that's a shitty ass fucking contract. And, you know, Sean Payton doesn't give a fuck, right? They're probably, for all I know right now, guys, you've got 3 teams tanking right now in the NFL. At least 2. You've got the Denver Broncos, you got the Raiders, and then I thought you had the Arizona Cardinals, but apparently they decided to win a game. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but you've got a lot of candidates. Let's put it that way. You've got a lot of candidates in terms of tanking in the NFL right now. And Sean Payton is one of them because he didn't give a fuck. Like he can write a blank check. You got a great quarterback class, right? We're looking at next year's draft. We got a great quarterback class. Sean Payton doesn't give a shit. He's like, let's get rid of that fucking Russet Potato. I want to live in a world where I can make Russell Wilson play as shitty as possible, right? So I can bring in a better quarterback next year. And I know it's very difficult to imagine that, because when you have a quarterback like Russet Potato, very difficult to make him play shittier than he already wants to do in his own fucking mind. But Sean Payton is capable of that, right? Like Sean Payton is that good of a coach. He can make you play shitter than you want to play. So like you just bring you bring in Sean Payton, you know, like, dude, give me a high draft pick next year so I can bring in the quarterback that I want to bring in. We talk about it with Justin Fields all the time. None of these guys, you guys, you two motherfuckers right there, dude. The 2 of you motherfuckers, you always want to talk shit. You guys talk shit about Justin Fields all the time. All the time. None of those fucking general managers, none of those head coaches, they don't give a shit about Justin Fields, dude, because they didn't draft the motherfucker. So do you really think with a straight mind? Mike, look at me with a straight face. Look at me with a straight face.
Defense. You're talking about Russell Potato.
I don't give a shit. Mike, look at me with a straight face and tell me that Sean Payton really gives a shit about Russell Potato. Because
I know the Bears giving up 70 points as a defense, and you went on a rant about Russell Potato.
He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. You guys don't understand.
Oh my God.
He did it on purpose, because if you can tank as an NFL organization, if you can tank and you're walking into a really, really great quarterback class and you can draft a great quarterback, why would you not do it, man? You guys are fucking laughing at me, but you would do this fucking same thing. You would do it right now. Look at me.
We gotta
look at me.
We gotta say
you would do it. You would do the same thing, and you would do it the same thing that Sean Payton is doing right now. He doesn't give a shit about Russet Potato. Russet Potato's retired, man. Hey, man, he won a Super Bowl. Look,
I just told the owner, take my salary and get rid of him.
Hey,
take my salary, get rid of him.
Everyone's on a timeout right now.
Bullshit, right?
Jesus Christ.
Just take a timeout.
You heard a timeout. Everyone's on a fucking timeout. Timeout.
Russet Potato.
No, we're not talking about fucking potatoes anymore. I'm serious.
It has been. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Just let me finish, okay? Let me finish.
What? I brought up they gave up 70 points, and you went on a fucking rant about Russell Potato.
Let me finish, okay? I'm gonna give it back to you, okay? You can trust me. You guys can trust me. I'm going to give it back to you. Russet Potato is a has-been, okay? Sean Payton doesn't give a shit about Russet Potato. Russell Wilson, okay? Russell Wilson is an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, okay? He's a has-been, okay? What happens when you become a has-been? Nobody gives a fuck. He's done. Get him the fuck out of the league. Move on, okay? Okay, Sean Payton's going to draft a big dick next year, Mike, and you know it. You fucking know it. Of all people, you fucking know it. You're the NFL expert. This guy right here, guys, he's the NFL expert. He fucking knows it.
We got some comments here.
We're moving on from that.
Okay, so let's start from my first comment. Gavin, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Gavin.
How's my team? Herbert, Kyrie, Kyrie, Jones, Puka, Cup.
Oh, Kyrie Irving.
Chase,
Yeah,
Ayuk,
like
Waller, and he's benching Ridley. He's benching Flowers. He's benching Ford.
You got to bench Kyrie Irving?
You got to Ayuk by trading Josh Reynolds. I like that trade.
See, I always questions like this. I love hearing questions from all you guys. Absolutely. I always have to throw it back to you though, because how is your team in correlation to the rest of your league? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Because I can look at this roster and go, heck yeah, I'd love to have Brandon Ayuk on my team, and the options of Cooper Kupp and Mr. Puka. And Kyrie's had a good start to the season. Herbert's a good quarterback, obviously. You got some good things going. Obviously, you got Ford now on your roster, so that's awesome. But how was your team in correlation to the rest of your team, your league you're dealing with when you're facing either a 10 team or 12 team? I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's you against yourself. How are you going to make your roster better on a week-to-week basis?
But would you start what he has started right now, or would you make a change?
I would start without a doubt. I mean, Cooper Kupp's coming back pretty soon, I think.
Yeah,
is what the sound of it is after this.
So I think he's rotating Puka and Kupp when it's time.
You're gonna have Chase and Ayuk, Waller. Great option to have back there without a doubt, because I think if they can ever figure things out, he can be more of a focal point of the offense. But Ridley, I know he's off to a somewhat slow start the last 2 weeks, but don't give up on him.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley's a guy that you should absolutely have ready to roll at any moment if the right matchup presents itself here. So, I mean,
I think your starting lineup's appropriate.
Yeah, I think you're fine with where you're at. You got the main guys ready. You just need good matchups. You're gonna be playing the matchups all year long in that kind of lineup.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Gavin. Not bad. And good trade, by the way. Right, you for trading Josh Reynolds out. Nice job. Vexed FN. What's up, Vex? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, yo?
So I have the same dilemma. I have the same dilemma currently in the Buffoons League.
Yeah, I bet you do, man. You got a lot of dilemmas.
Says the last place guy currently.
Oh yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Starting Hawkinson or Laporta this week. Hawkinson or Laporta. Do you have Goff or Kirk? That's what I want to know. If you have any of those two, you're starting the tight end that goes with it. And that's what I have, Kirk. So I'm going Hawk. I'm going Hawk until Laporta shows me 20 burgers consistently or something. But I have I have both of them on the lineup, and it's great to have the depth in the decision making. For me, if I had Goff, I'd probably go Laporta over Hawk, to be honest with you here as well this week. But I currently have Cousins, so I'm going Hawk in this one. What would you guys do?
No, that makes sense. I like that one. I mean, nothing against Laporta by any means. I mean, I think he's going to put up good numbers because it's going to be a tight matchup.
Yeah,
I see Green Bay giving them a good fight. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. So, which means he's going to be active throughout the game plan.
He's coming off an 8-catch day, so
right, he's going to be active without a doubt throughout the entire game. Which I always worry about that. And you see lopsided games and outcomes. We saw Mahomes get pulled in the third quarter, and I had a bet on that. I had a bet on him get the over 303 on the rushing and passing number.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen because he got pulled in the third quarter. Games like what's coming up here tomorrow night with Laporta is you're playing a game that's going to be decided by 3 points probably. So you like the idea he's active the entire game. But then again, the Vikings are playing the Panthers. So, I mean, that's going to be one to watch as well.
It's a tough one. It's kind of a literally, if you have any of those two quarterbacks, choose it based on your quarterback. If you don't, you're probably,
don't beat yourself up either way. But Tanner has both of these, right? Tanner,
I do.
You got both of them on your roster. So go with what Tanner says.
I'm going to take Hawkinson here all the way.
Right, I'm starting Hawk.
I'm going to talk Hawkinson all the way because I never trusted this guy because he can never stay healthy ever since he came into the league. And now all of a sudden he's healthy. So he's on the heater right now. So when we play casino games, we always love to talk about the heater. I'm going with Hawkinson because he is on the heater right now. I trust him.
We also haven't seen Green Bay's defense this year with a good tight end coming into play. This is the first test. Laporta's had 5 receptions plus every game this year, and now you're going against Green Bay, who's held tight ends to 3 or less. So this is a good test. I'd go Hawk, honestly, on this one.
Question from
Michael Charnisky. What's up, Michael? Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
I'm in a 3-flex league, and I'm trying to decide who to start. My options are Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, Jerry Jeudy, Brian Robinson, Romeo Doubs, and James Conner.
So I'm guessing we're picking 3 out of this list.
Yeah,
is that right?
3-flex league. So you're picking 3 guys.
Yeah, no, so obviously you don't know Derrick Henry. I mean, that's the
Isn't
probably
he hurt though? Like he got out carried by Ty Spears last week.
How severe is that going to be going into this week?
Let me look here.
You got the injury report, Tanner. Tell us what's going on over there.
I haven't pulled it back.
No, I do like Brian Robinson, of course. Romeo Doubs, interesting one. He's even playing well with Jordan Love, so that is good news to at least see this point. I was kind of afraid with Doubs that he was going to be an Aaron Rodgers only kind of guy, but it turns out he's a pretty good player after all. So I like the idea. Zach Moss, of course, had himself a great game. I don't know that I'm a believer in Zach Moss personally, and that's my own probably beliefs and issues with him.
He's a jag. We all know what jag means, right? He's just a guy.
Just because he has a good game last week does not mean it's going to carry over and all of a sudden his career takes off. That's not going to be that kind of situation.
Who are we talking about?
I'm talking about Zach Moss.
He's a jag. Yeah, just a guy. Just a guy.
So right now he's got Moss as one of his options. I think it's fair based off of last week to assume that kind of thing. But I also like Jerry Jeudy. I think that's a good one to go with. I know the Broncos are just a complete clusterfuck, but it's one of those things you never know when Jerry Jeudy could pop off, I suppose. But I like Brian Robinson, guys. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about him, but I've liked him, since he came into the league last year, and is really a mainstay for that offense, I think. So without a doubt, though, I'm going to go Henry. Needs to be a part of your offense. As long as he's playing, guys, if he's getting at least 15 carries, then that's all I need.
He had 11 last week.
Okay, but it's 11 last week. We got 15 this week. That's all I need, man. That's all I need.
I'm a little scared on the Derrick Henry thing, but I believe still at this moment there's not enough evidence to bench him in this as well. So I would go Henry. I would go. God dang.
I'm going Henry,
James Conner,
Jerry Jeudy, and Romeo Doubs.
What are you talking about, Tanner?
I'm going Henry, James Conner, and Romeo Doubs.
He just said not enough evidence.
There is,
Tanner. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's not enough stat line showing him under 15.
Are you all of a sudden an election attorney? Not enough evidence. What the fuck are you talking about?
Stop talking politics.
I don't know.
I don't do that shit.
So I think we can all agree, though, at least Henry and Jeudy.
I'd go Henry, Jeudy, and James Conner.
You're going Conner?
Yeah.
I'm going Romeo. And you got Zach?
Ooh, I would have to go. I'm going Romeo. I'm going Romeo, yeah, because I've got Jordan Love. I'm starting Jordan Love, actually, this week.
Yeah, that's
true. Quarterback, so
Jeudy.
I believe in that fucking Packers, dude.
It's gonna be a shitty game, anyways. But yeah, I'd say I definitely go Henry one more week, see what happens. If he gets out carried by Spears, time to bench him. Jeudy and Conner.
All right, real quick, let's move along here. We got to talk about the Tush push for a moment.
We got to switch gears here for a moment.
We have to because we went too deep on that last topic, man, and I did not mean to make that happen. So
yes, you did. You did mean to do it.
Miss a moment. Move along here.
Stop lying to me.
All right, guys. So everyone's been talking about. Obviously, we saw all the last year the Eagles using the Tush push, quarterback sneak, whatever you want to call it, where they all basically line up in a bunch formation and. Jalen Hurts normally gets the yards on his own, but great blocking, and normally they push him along the way if they need to. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with the play itself. I think it's just literally football. I mean, it's like rugby 101 in a lot of ways with that kind of thing. I'd never want to see this play be pushed away or banned from the league or flagged at any point if that was to ever be a thing. Never want to see that. I personally don't. But my question to you guys is, how would you stop it? Because it's looked at right now at a 90-something% success rate from at least 1 yard out or more.
I think it's a 96 96. Or
I mean,
95.
it's basically unstoppable. That's what everyone's talking about right now. Is that
Yeah.
it's not something you can stop on a consistent basis. If you do stop it, it's probably because Hurts slipped. But no other team's running this. You know, I don't see the Colts right now. I mean, I know obviously last week was Gardner Minshew, but you know, it's something the Colts could use maybe one day down the road with a guy like Anthony Richardson. It's maybe a thing that the Bears could use one day with Justin Fields more often. Stuff like that. My question to you two is, how would you approach stopping the tush push play by the Philadelphia Eagles?
All right. So in terms of competition, we are not going to stop it, okay? Because the Eagles just lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, all right? So obviously it was not successful, right? Because you didn't win that fucking game in the Super Bowl. They did the tush push all fucking day long. You lost the game, okay? So it's not like we're talking about something that's an unfair advantage, okay? Because it's not unfair. You just lost the fucking Super Bowl. On the other hand, Todd Bowles, who just played the Eagles, said that I know a way to stop it. Okay. The way that I'm going to stop that fucking play is that I'm going to play defense and I'm not going to let it get to 3rd and 1. Okay.
It's not possible,
So if
man.
you don't let it
Not how
get
this
to
game
3rd and
works.
1. Hey, man, I understand we have safety concerns, right? Like we always want to talk about safety concerns, right? Got all these fucking injuries and, you know, wannabe injuries and injuries that we think happened over the last 20 to 25 years, but they probably didn't really happen. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay. So if you can stop that fucking play, there is a way to stop it. Okay. You just take out their fucking knees. You just concuss the hell out of them, right? Go for the head.
This is the replacements.
Okay.
Okay, that's what he's talking about right now.
Go for the
You
head,
sit
go for
there
the knees, right?
and
Like if you really like, I'm not, this is not legitimate. Okay. Like I'm being honest. Like
This is Falco.
gotta
It's
ask you
Falco
next
coming back
time.
from halftime.
if you really want to stop it, guys, if you really want to stop it, go for the head, go for the knees. Okay. But that's not realistic because nobody's out there trying to kill each other, right?
This is goddamn replacements you're talking about.
Nobody's out there trying to kill each other, but like to be honest, like we're not gonna take this play out of the league, okay? Do you want to know
But there's
why?
talks of that potentially down
There
the
is
road.
talks. There is
Because
Well,
when something's too good in the
we've got-
NFL, we gotta
But-
take it
but
away.
We have,
Yeah.
but
Isn't
yeah.
that the name of the game in the NFL?
And that's
Isn't
fine.
that football?
you can't
Find a way to win.
the
And when
Barstool
you
guy.
do, they want to say no.
you know what the
can't win
Barstool
like
guys?
that.
No,
Barstool guy said it was because it was more rugby style, and you can't have rugby style apparently in
Okay.
football. Makes zero sense.
I'm gonna
to
tell
me.
you guys.
Let's go
right
back
now.
to when football originated with Walter Camp in the 1800s. What do you think it looked like? What do you think it looked like? This is football 101,
It's all
guys.
friggin' dumb,
I'm sorry, but it's football 101. I don't care if we don't like it. It's football 101.
I've got to
Are you
break
done
it.
with your shit?
I've got to break it to you softly. Okay. I'm going to break it to you softly right now. The only reason why they would want to do away with that fucking play is because they're a fucking bunch of pussies. Okay. They're scared. Okay. You're scared, right? If you're the NFL, you're scared when you have all these fucking injuries come out, you know, and people get hurt and things happen. But guess what, man? That's the nature of the game. Okay.
What?
If you do away with that fucking play, the NFL is over. Okay. Nobody's going to
What?
watch that fucking shit. If you do away with the tush push, the whole fucking league is over. Okay. I'm going to boycott the whole fucking league. If
You're
they
gonna
do away with
boycott
that,
the
yeah,
league.
I won't watch a play ever again for the rest of my life because it's bullshit. Okay. You should be able to do
Guys,
the tush push.
My question is literally, how would you stop it? You guys, my question was literally,
I don't
how
care.
would
I don't
you
care.
stop the tush push? What is your game plan?
I don't
If
care.
you were to be a defensive
I don't
coordinator.
care what your
would you
question
do?
is, okay? Because the NFL
God damn
is
it.
trying to do away with it. The NFL is trying to do away with it altogether. But if you want me to answer your question, the official answer is I'll do what Todd Bowles said. Don't let it get to 3rd and 1.
All right, there you
Okay?
go.
If you
There you
care about player safety, you know, there you go. Don't let it get to 3rd and 1. But I don't give a fuck. Okay. That's the sport of football. Okay. This is a legitimate sport. And if you do away with that fucking tush push, you're a pussy. Okay. You're a pussy.
Tanner, what?
Holy hell. Here's what you do. You don't stop it. That's the thing, right? You get lucky, a slip, a thing like that. If I was the defensive coordinator, though, I would chance it, right? I would put in, I'd have my full line I'd have 4 guys right there, 3 guys, big guys, defensive tackles in the middle, right? Everybody, all 3 guys, defensive tackles. I take my D ends and I put them in the middle linebacker spot. Have 2 guys right behind the 3 guys in the box there. Then I would take 2. I would make my 2 outside linebackers, corners or safeties, and that way, just in case they try to do a little play action crap. But that I would do.
I almost did this past week.
They did. That's what I'm saying. You got to prepare for it still. But if you can stack as many big guys as you can in the box, that's the only way outside of them. Jalen Hurts dropping the ball, like he did in the Super Bowl in week 1, and also, slipping. Outside of that, this play is unstoppable, and it's an amazing feat that nobody has really done it consistently since then.
Guys,
that's a good start.
I fucking hate to tell you this, but right, that's how you stop it. You just start injuring players.
You don't pull a replacement.
You go for the head, you go for the knees. All right.
You know what movie the replacements are, right?
I don't care.
Do you know what movie the replacements are?
I'm telling you how to stop that fucking play.
You know what I'm talking about.
You just asked me the question.
Do you know replacements?
These guys asked me the fucking question. How do you stop this fucking play? And I told you the answer. Okay.
You're telling me
you go for the head and you go for the knees.
You're telling me what happens at the halftime before they hit the playoffs when Falco comes in, takes over for the.
I don't give a fuck.
And they just freaking bash everybody. First.
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly what it is.
All right. You want me to give me a serious answer?
What's your do you have a serious?
I'll give you a serious answer. You put Zach Wilson in at the quarterback position instead of fucking Jalen Hurts. And then you put a fucking you go right to the head. You give him a concussion and he never sees the field again for the rest of his fucking life. That's how you end that fucking play, because the NFL will ban it at the drop of a hat.
Jason,
at the drop of a fucking hat.
Jason,
you fucking know it. You fucking know
Jason,
what they'll fucking do.
Well, is that why you're putting a white guy there?
Well, I know we're not gonna talk about white players. I'm just telling you that Zach Wilson, like he's not a very good quarterback, man. Like I'm not talking about white versus black. Like
look, it doesn't take me the quarterback Wilson, to do the tush push. You could put a freaking lineman
Zach
in there.
Wilson, hey man,
and you might get it.
Zach Wilson's not gonna do that fucking tush push because he didn't have the fucking balls to do that fucking tush push. Right. Not gonna fucking happen.
All right, so I will say I appreciate Tanner giving me some legitimate actual something to go off of. Like if we were sitting in a coach's room, I'd at least entertain the idea of what Tanner had to talk about there.
I'm giving you the expertise.
I think that what we're missing in the league is just something we haven't seen as much at all since these people retired. But we need a Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu was the GOAT. Jumping over.
I agree with you.
Then German suplex your ass.
I agree with that.
As soon as he would jump over the line, so as soon as you dive before his feet, he's going over your ass and giving your ass a suplex. But he timed the snap perfectly. That's the thing about Troy Polamalu. He was the GOAT of timing snaps from the safety position.
Absolutely.
And so basically, if you can get it down to a science of when that snap's going to occur, then you have a chance. Then you have a Cam Chancellor type of a chance to then run up there as a safety and then make that play on the quarterback.
And I agree with you.
Here's the thing. Your down lineman will never make that stop. Your down linemen are going to be chopped at their ass right away as soon as that play begins. Your guys right behind them have a shot.
That's where you bring in the other
and your guys that can time the play. Here's the thing. That play is called on the 1 yard line, right? Or when you need one yard. So at the goal line situation, at the very least, you can at least give, if you do go off sides, let's say you miss time and you go off sides. Who gives a shit? You give up half a yard. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You're either tackling them for a loss, or you're tackling them at the exact line to gain at that moment. So to me, it's going to require a player with the ability what Troy Polamalu did back in the day to come in and make an impact on that kind of a way against stopping that type of offense. Because otherwise, you're not going to do it. A mano lineup like that, it's not going to work. It's not going to be stopped ever.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
That is the number one way to stop that play, in my opinion, is timing the snap and having someone who can jump the line at the exact moment that the ball snaps, which could also create a turnover if done correctly in the right kind of way. I mean, if Jawan Taylor can go off sides 1,000 times, then so maybe a linebacker can.
Surely somebody else can.
Yeah, maybe.
Bottom line is, not every team can have Troy Polamalu on their fucking team. So,
of course.
Good luck.
Right, but what I mean is, can we not maybe inspire some other players around this league to have some balls like Polamalu did to try to make an impact like that? Because that guy freelanced all day long, did whatever the hell he wanted every single play. And in those situations, I guarantee you, Troy Polamalu would be the one to make a stop on a Tush.
Do you think Troy Polamalu wasn't the guy that, if you ever heard Pat McAfee's story, lined up in the A gap, right?
Yes.
He came in the A gap. He never did that before, but he had suspicion. Troy Polamalu has suspicion. I gotta go here. I just gotta go here. And it ruined everything.
Yes, absolutely. He did whatever he wanted on the field.
He's an amazing fucking player, man.
I'm just telling you right now.
Not everybody has that.
If I'm a coach right now in the league, I'm talking to my most athletic safety on my roster. And I'm telling him, whenever you see this alignment come up, you got to be the man. You be the one to sacrifice your body. You got to be the Jeff Hardy to go doing a swanton bomb over the top of that offensive line to make a tackle on the quarterback.
You just got to explain to him, offsides, a penalty. I don't freaking care. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, if you disrupt it, here's the thing: if you time it correctly, if you disrupt it just barely, it's enough to make the ball slip out of his hands.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Just go. Just kill Zach Wilson.
Other than that,
yeah, that's the only way I can think of at the moment. So maybe if we think about this a little bit longer, it's always a possibility.
Think about it a little bit longer. It's a good idea.
So, anyways, that's my first thought. So,
all right, man.
Guys, we got. Let's jump over to our. Well, Jason, this is your time, man.
Fucking topics, man.
This is your time, man. We got 2 more topics tonight. This is your time. You know what I'm saying? Is it time for us to make our selections for the people to make some money back at home right now, sitting around? Because last week I felt like I was a little unhappy. Tanner, do you want to tell us real quick stats on that?
Before we jump into it,
I got screwed last weekend.
I did tell you guys the wrong thing last week. So no, what I'm saying is I was wrong.
You admitted it, and
I was not confident either.
And not only that, but the JG gave you some bad advice last week. So we're here, guys.
So JG,
boys, we are here to make it up.
JG with a 50% winning right
Fuck
now.
yeah. Yes.
JG. You got Commanders plus 6.5. They obviously didn't score any points this week.
Due to the rain, okay? Like my
I don't want to hear what
guys,
being related.
You guys all know that whatever I bet on would have happened had it not rained. So
I'll give you a good reason here in just a minute. Mike, you had a parlay, which is very weird for you.
It's because I was indecisive the entire evening about this. I didn't know where to go with my
pick. You went with one or the other?
No, I went with money.
No,
Tanner. I could not have done that because I took 2 money line picks.
I know.
Which were not even close to being anything near a spread. So I just took 2 safe money line picks. Well, the Jaguars shit the bed. So.
Jaguars shit the bed, hit the Jag Lions money line parlay, and the Jags blew it. Lions ended up winning.
Yeah,
got that L. Mike sitting at a 67% winning percentage.
You know what, guys? Sometimes we shit the bed, but at some point, if you're winning at 51.5% for your life, I mean, you're gonna make guys some money. So that's what we're all about. We're here to make you guys some money. We're here to make it right. And we made some difficult picks last week, and it didn't work out, but we're gonna make it better this week.
So JG had 4 picks total so far this season. Mike has 3 picks so far this season. Myself, I have 9 picks this season. We have my win. I had a win on Thursday night with C-Mac getting over 17.5 attempts. He had 18 there towards the end. Air Force San Jose State over 47. Air Force almost covered that themselves. Got that W there.
Yes,
and
sir.
then, the anticipation of Joe Burrow being not playing on Monday night did not work out for me. Ended up missing the Rams at plus 2.5 by half a point on the late score there for the Rams. So at plus 2.5 ended up losing. So now I got a 63% chance, or 63% win percentage there. As a group, we're still sitting at the 60%.
We went down, Tanner. We were at 70 last
week.
We were. So we gotta get back up again.
We got some room to go, but I'm excited to see what we got for room for.
If you're at 60%, you made a fuckload of money. If you manage, if you have a good money management system, you made a shit.
First 2 weeks, yes. Last week they lost. Let's get them back on the win track.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
so Jason, you ready to kick us off?
Read our ad.
He needs to do the thing.
Hey, let's read our ad.
Okay. No, not the ad. He needs to introduce.
Oh
the
yeah,
segment.
can you do this, Jason?
Oh, fuck you, asshole.
Jason.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Hey, guys, sports betting has rapidly risen in popularity, and I want to connect you all with an opportunity to get started or get ahead. Having multiple sportsbook accounts is the most simple way to maximize your profits, and there has never been a better time to sign up. When you visit my page, signupexpert.com/buffoons, you'll be connected to all the sportsbooks in your region, along with a review of each platform and its unique benefits. All of these sportsbooks have valuable sign-up offers for new users, and when you register through my link, you will automatically receive the top offer at each one. When you use multiple sportsbooks, you ensure that you can always access the best available odds, which is key to successful sports betting. If you want to take advantage of these benefits and support our brand, please consider signing up for your next sportsbook at signupexpert.com/buffoons.
Wonderful, Jason. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right. So, who's ready for the easy money bets of the week? All right, Tanner, I'm gonna let you go first, man.
Let me go last.
All right, fine. I'll go first.
Let me go last.
I'll go first, guys. Mark me down, Tanner. You gotta write it down. We gotta write it down as I go. So I'm gonna make it up for last week. I did not like my parlay. I was also unconfident about the week in general. So this week, walking into this looks easy to me. Without a doubt, I got Ravens +3 at the Browns. I'm taking 2 away teams in this one, as a matter of fact. So yeah, obviously the Browns in this situation to me be a little different if it was Nick Chubb. So I know we're talking about Jerome Ford now as a running back, and that's the focal point of their offense in a lot of ways.
Cream's
And he's also injured right now. So. Not that he's relevant or whatever, but the Ravens are going to make up for the loss they just took to the Colts. I mean, they're pissed off about it, and that's a good team. The Ravens are a really good football team that had no business losing to the Colts in that fashion. They're going to let it bother them without a doubt throughout the week, and they'll take care of business here against the Browns. My other one, you guys, is the Kansas City Chiefs to cover that 9.5 against the Jets. No, not parlay. Separate bets, guys. Separate bets. Do not parlay this at all. But, take both bets. Good things can happen. Chiefs -9.5. I love the cover in this one without a doubt. This Chiefs defense this year has allowed 33 points so far in the season, and going against Zach Wilson in this environment, I mean, I feel like this is the game. It's going to finally wake up Robert Saleh of the Jets, the head coach over there, to say, okay, time to move the hell along, and this is not going to work because I'm about to lose the team, about to lose everyone's belief in what I'm trying to preach here. If I don't make an adjustment, make a switch at quarterback. Yep. And we get to be the ones to have the party on the back end. Taylor Swift is going to be there. Guys, that's right. At the Jets game. And we're going to put up numbers. Travis Kelce's going to do his thing. But what I care about the most is the defense is going to still step up and just be out there wrecking that freaking Jets offense. It's not going to end up well for the Jets. And like I said earlier, that's why my prediction for the game was 27-7, was that I see this thing being a horror show if you're a Jets fan. So, yeah, take me the Ravens +3 and Chiefs -9.5 in a blowout.
All right, guys. I appreciate all of you that waited until the end of the show because I lied to you a little bit earlier, right? I gave you guys a little bit of a teaser early on. We created a narrative on this show, okay? And the narrative is that the NFL is out to get Jawaan Taylor, right? Because as a black player, they're going to call more penalties on Jawaan Taylor than anyone else in the league, all right? So I take full responsibility for this. I personally created this narrative, okay? That shit's not going to happen, okay? Because we called it out. I called it out last week. I called it out this week. If the NFL doesn't stop fucking calling penalties on this fucking asshole just to cover the fucking spread, I'm going to go apeshit, okay? Because it's not fucking fair.
Are you surprised he's even starting at this point in the league?
I don't care. It's not fucking fair, okay? If you're going to keep calling penalties on a black player, not calling on the white players, then what the fuck are we doing here? It's a waste of fucking time. So you can thank me, guys. You guys can thank me later. I created this narrative personally on my own. Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to cover that 9.5 because if they don't, the whole fucking league is rigged. Okay. Against black players that allegedly line up in the wrong place. Oh yeah. Sure, Fats. Like you're so fucking smart. Like all these fucking referees are so much smarter than me. Like they can just call out players that line up in the wrong fucking place. Fuck you, asshole. The Chiefs are going to cover this fucking spread. And if not, the whole fucking league is rigged, man. So I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 9.5. And if they don't fucking do it, then I'm sick and tired of these fucking racist fucking NFL owners that like to rig these fucking games. So guys, it's going to happen. I'm calling them out. It happened on this fucking show, guys. You should listen to us every fucking week because I will be the first one to call out their bullshit and their fucking racism. Period. End of story.
Perfect. So we both have Chiefs minus 9.5 then, Tanner.
Yes, sir.
We're going to give it a blowout.
I agree fully with you guys. Minus 9.5. I'd take that. I'm dropping Bob on it.
So are you going to put it on there too?
I'm not. I got another game that's easy money bet. So
you got one, or do you have college again?
I got a college.
Oh shit!
I won last week. What are you talking about?
Go for it, Tanner. I want to hear.
Why are you so mad?
Tell me the college pick. I want to hear it.
No, we're doing the first one Thursday night, guys. Thursday night football. Once again, a player prop. Sam Laporta.
All right.
4.5 receptions. Give me the over at the 4.5. He has 5.58. He has never scored less than 5 receptions.
So earlier you said take Hawk, but now you're going Laporta over 5? 5 over.
Doesn't mean Hawk's not going to get more.
I don't know. I might go Laporta, man.
This is a prop.
I'm just saying to answer the question earlier from the fan.
We don't know what Green Bay does, but I think you're going to see 5 receptions.
I'm just saying it's going to be a close game throughout. I would say Laporta is going to be involved the entire game.
You can't go wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. You're not going wrong in your pick.
All right. Go ahead.
Laporta, 4.5 receptions. I
like it. I like that shit, man. I'll go for that.
I'm not going to give you one. I did Wednesday earlier today on my betting show. I'll give you another easy money college bet here. Saturday, 11
Bet on
a.m.
Dion, damn it. You better bet on Dion.
I'm going to bet USC to cover that. That's for damn sure.
What's the spread on that?
No, you're a racist, dude.
What's the spread
minus 21.5.
Don't be a racist.
USC.
Oh, I'll take USC. I'll take USC.
Bomb them all day, just like Oregon.
Yeah. You're going against Caleb Williams. I'm taking USC.
Yeah. Anyways, Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, Utah State at UConn. UConn is horrible, guys.
Really?
Give me the -6 at Utah State. They played some close games.
Tell me how you really feel, you bastard.
I'm going Utah State -6 on the spread for -110 there. And then finally, my NFL pick for this weekend is actually going to be on Monday night. It's going to be Seattle's money line. Some reason the Giants are favored. So give me the Seattle money line at -105 on DraftKings.
You just say the Giants are favored.
Giants are favored.
105 is
doesn't make any
shitty.
sense.
It makes
105
0
is
sense.
shitty, man.
Like
yeah,
0
I
cents.
want no part of that.
Yeah,
bullshit.
you got to go on the Seahawks.
Go grab them
all
like
in.
it. It's +1.5
Go all
for
in, dude.
Seahawks, I think still.
Go all in on that.
I do love the Seahawks, though.
I'll tell you.
I love
dude.
dude.
The Giants.
I fucking love.
Yeah.
I love
Seahawks.
you. I just
+1.5.
want. I want fucking Geno Smith to win a fucking game.
Giants
I
are
want.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't understand that at all. All right, then. Well, there we go. We got that one out of the way. At least we're tricking along here. We're about done with the show, you guys. I'm sorry for those of you who've had to deal with this punishment of listening to our rant this evening. But I guess I'll give you guys one more thing. One more quick thing, because there is some big news in the NBA.
No, we don't.
We're gonna
don't lie to me.
Let's
don't
talk
lie
about
to
it.
me like that, right?
Let's talk about
You're
it.
just
man.
making
Just
shit
for a
up.
minute. What am I making up?
Do you have a bomb? Do you have a Woj bomb that you would like to talk about?
I don't have a Woj bomb. I'm giving you guys. I know it's September, and you guys know my rule. I don't talk NBA honestly until like January. Really,
I hate talking about the NBA, man. I fucking
especially
hate
in
it.
September. I get
It fucking
pissed.
sucks.
But there was a big deal that went down today, so we'll go over that for just a minute. Tanner, how do you feel about that? You feel like going over the NBA for a second?
Yeah, let's do it. It was a big trade.
All right, big trade, guys. I'm going to let you guys discuss the trade amongst yourselves for a minute, because I don't know anything about it. You guys know that. I'm the NFL guy.
What do you mean you don't know anything about it? It's part of your team, dude.
Well, am I a Sens fan or something?
All right, so guys,
you have a jersey or something.
so Tanner's going to pull up the details here, but the bottom line is the only thing that anybody cares about is that Dame time. Damian Lillard finally found a new team. He is going to leave the Portland Trail Blazers, going to the Milwaukee Bucks. And Tanner, you got the details of that?
I do. So it's a blockbuster deal here. So the Bucks received Dame time. Blazers received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton from the Suns, Toumani Camara, Bucks 2029 first round pick, unprotected, swap rights on Bucks 2028 and 2030 picks. The Suns received Jusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, that bastard, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson.
All right. So right quick, let's talk about winners and losers. So winners, obviously the Milwaukee Bucks, they already have a championship ring. Okay. So you guys come into the show, you already know when you listen to the JG, I only care about rings. I don't care about stats. I want to know how many fucking rings do you have? Well, the Bucks already have a ring, and they're going to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo because Giannis had already threatened. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. He had threatened that if the Bucks don't make some changes in that organization, that Giannis was going to either demand a trade or probably get the hell out of that organization. So the Bucks are the big winner here because not only do they acquire Damian Lillard, but they get to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has already won them a championship ring. And now all of a sudden they have a chance to win another championship ring. I would say another winner in this trade is the Phoenix Suns because they got DeAndre Ayton off the books. That was a monster contract. Huge. I mean, when you sign a guy like DeAndre Ayton who can't shoot threes, who might play defense every once in a while when he's on the interior and might block a few shots, but he doesn't shoot threes, can't play perimeter defense. You get a guy like that off the books. In terms of the Phoenix Suns, you won the fucking trade. So I've got the Bucks as a winner. I've got the Suns as a winner. Tanner, as you talked about, they did get Grayson Allen. They got some other pieces in that trade. Guy. They didn't get a lot of pieces, but Grayson Allen is a guy that can hit threes. He can shoot 40% from threes. When you're a team like the Phoenix Suns and you lost a guy like Mikal Bridges, who is now a star player on the Brooklyn Nets, you've got to bring in guys that shoot threes, and Grayson Allen is somebody that can give you that. But most importantly, you got Ayton off the books. Portland, I will say that the Portland Trailblazers are the other winner in this trade because they got assets. And not only did they get assets for Damian Lillard, they are now a team that free agents are going to trust. Okay. So if you're a free agent, you're thinking about going to Portland or any other team, you're going to trust the Portland Trailblazers because Dame Time was a guy that put his life and soul into that fucking organization. And the Trailblazers basically came out and said, you know what, Dame, you gave your life and soul to this organization. We're going to put you not necessarily in your first, second, or third choice to where you want to go, but we are going to move you. We are going to give you a chance to win a championship, which is exactly what Damian Lillard deserves. I mean, if you guys are an NBA fan out there, I mean, I'm a Spurs fan. I like the Golden State Warriors. No matter which team you are a fan of, we are all fans of guys that play their whole fucking careers into their fucking early 30s. They don't have rings and they want to go to a better organization that can give them a chance to win a ring. And so I think Portland getting the assets, but also putting Dame in a situation where he can succeed. I think Portland's a big winner here. In terms of losers, I would say there's only two big losers in this trade, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers, because you've got another guy. We talked about Giannis Antetokounmpo being a guy that, if he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to leave. Well, Joel Embiid is that next guy. Okay. What did they do? They brought back James Harden, used to be known as James Harden. Now he's going back to be, he's wearing that fucking fat suit. He's a Larden. And you know what? Joel Embiid, he's not going to win anything. But the 76ers is the big losers in this trade because they were not able to acquire Damian Lillard. Same thing with the Miami Heat. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler is a guy who's proven he doesn't need any help. He can make it to the NBA Finals. He can't win the NBA Finals, but he can make it there. And big loser there because I think that Jimmy Butler was a guy who was hoping that his organization would bring in a guy like Damian Lillard to put them over the hump. I would say another big loser in this trade is the fucking Boston Celtics. They're not going to do shit. Next, I mean, you got to look at all of the contenders in the East.
The Boston Celtics have the loss. Why are you going to put the Celtics in? They signed their guys.
You look at all of the contenders in the East that did not land Damian Lillard. They're all fucking losers.
I don't think so.
Right now, the Bucks have already proven they can win a championship. Okay. They did it with Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's not there anymore, who was more of a defensive player. Now all of a sudden you bring in a guy like Dame Lillard who's going to just blow up the fucking, the score. He's going to score more points, and the Bucks are the winner. So the teams that didn't acquire him in the East, those are the big losers for me.
Could the NBA about to have some offseason or some preseason issues coming up? Listen to this from Jimmy B. This is Jimmy B after the trade to Miami. This is on TikTok. All right, I'm turning it up.
Y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at it for tampering.
So he's talking about
he doesn't like the Dame Lillard going to the Bucks thing.
He did not. His reaction was not good,
it.
And he's saying that there was some tampering by the Bucks possibly to get the Dame Lillard situation done.
He's very bothered by it.
I think if there was tampering, like, you would have heard it by now. I mean, we all look back to the Lakers quite a few years back when they tried to acquire CP3 and the NBA voided that fucking trade. And so that's not going to happen in the situation. I mean, this thing's already over, man. And so I think that the Bucks are obviously the favorite in the East. And when you're looking as far as the landscape of the NBA championship, I mean, yeah, we all think that the Golden State Warriors are going to be the favorite here because they've got CP3. They got all the pieces that they need to go ahead and win another championship with Steph Curry. But I don't, it's even to me. I mean, the Bucks are the favorite in the East. And the Warriors are the favorite in the West. I mean, like, that's all there is to it, man. But I think in terms of the trade, like, we have a lot more losers than we have winners.
So as gamblers, of course, sports bettors here, as we love to see, let's take a look at the odds here for the championship for the NBA. How this affected in the last 6 hours, 4 hours, right? Somewhere in that matter.
Bucks should be the top.
The Bucks are the favorite. They were the favorite to open on another
Just
side,
on the East, right?
This side, no, total.
This
is
for
everybody.
the championship.
This is everybody.
Wow, that's interesting.
I agree with that too.
Bucks are favorite now at plus 400. That's the best odds. 390 on DraftKings if you go that route. Next up is the Celtics, who have stayed the same at plus 500 the entire time. And then after that, of course, it's the Suns and the Nuggets tied up. If you talk
Where's
about
the Heat?
Where are the Warriors?
The Warriors are plus 1,700.
Well, dude,
the Heat are plus 3,000.
Warriors are done, dude.
Your only other team is the Lakers at plus 1,300. That's your next one that's closest to them.
So right now, I would run
Bucks, Nuggets.
I would run to the books. I would run to the books right now and try to make a bet on the Golden State Warriors because the Milwaukee Bucks are just as old. I mean, that Damian Lillard is old as dirt, man. If you guys think the Warriors are old, Milwaukee Bucks are old as shit too. Chris Middleton is an old bum.
We're possibly, October 21st is the first preseason
God,
game for
don't
the
remind-
NBA.
Don't remind me.
It's right around the corner.
I'm going to the books, man. I'm going to the books because I think that the Warriors are just as, I mean, if anything, they're younger, right? They still got Wiggins. So if anything, they're a younger team.
They're not young. They got
in the Milwaukee
Chris Paul
Bucks.
back. They got Chris Paul. It's not younger.
Yeah, but
They didn't do anything
Chris
to
Paul,
make them younger.
but Chris Paul is a complimentary piece, right? Like I understand they're going to throw him into the starting lineup.
Mike, how did that
I can't even
complimentary piece
begin to
go?
talk about Chris Paul
But
to you guys.
How did the complimentary piece
despise
go?
that
Okay,
guy.
but
He's a part of your team. He
let's
sucks
just
ass.
let's just analyze this for a little bit, okay?
He doesn't do
'Cause
anything
I know
well anymore,
all
actually.
of you motherfuckers,
I know he's
everybody
like
out
the
there,
assist king. Who gives a shit? The guy's actually
If anybody, the
Sucks.
Suns got younger.
all you
Awful.
motherfuckers hate the fucking, the Golden State Warriors. I understand that,
No,
right?
that has nothing to do with it.
No, it
We're
does.
trying to be
It has
honest, man.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. You guys hate Chris Paul.
I do hate Chris Paul.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just I'm going to give you a quick analysis, okay? So as much as we hate Chris Paul, the Golden State Warriors still play defense. What did you take off of the Milwaukee Bucks? You took off Drew Holiday, who is a really, really good defensive player. And now you've got an older Chris Middleton. You've got an older Dame Lillard. You've got Giannis, who is still in his prime. I would actually take the Warriors. If that was my NBA Finals series, the Warriors versus the Bucks, I would take the Warriors right now because you got Wiggins over there, who's a little bit younger guy. He can play some defense, whereas the Bucks just got rid of Drew Holiday, who was probably one of their best defenders. And then you got the Bucks. The Bucks to me are a little bit older. I mean, like Steph Curry is an old guy, but you still got Draymond. I mean, to me, it's kind of a coin flip. But I think I would take the Warriors if that was my NBA Finals series. I'd take the Warriors to win. So how they're plus 1,700?
They are.
That's weird to me. I might put some money down.
The Kings, who went far last year, 5,500 right now.
Yeah.
So basically, Vegas says that the East is going to win the championship. It doesn't matter
Outside of the Suns, who's the only, Nuggets and Suns are the only two.
No, Vegas is saying it doesn't matter which fucking teams are in the NBA Finals. The East is going to win.
Yeah,
that's what Vegas is saying.
They got the Bucks
right
and Celtics. Yeah, your top two. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Good news is we don't have to talk about this at all for another month or two, right? So something like that.
Probably.
End of
Did you
October.
say preseason starts?
October
Christmas Day.
21st.
Yeah, I'm not talking preseason.
October
with you guys.
21st.
Look,
I'll tell you
whenever,
what.
whenever you guys want to chit chat about NBA preseason, there's a bathroom right over there. I'll go in there.
There will be news.
I'm not going to be spending
There will
time.
be news in November.
I'm not going to be
I'll tell
spending
you this,
time
man.
about all this NBA.
I hate to
crap.
break it to you.
It doesn't matter, Tanner, until
It doesn't break
March.
it to you.
NBA is so stupid. It doesn't matter until March. And half the teams make
endure
the playoffs anyway. It's a big old waste of time.
All right.
Just like half the MLB season too.
I agree with you, Mike. I agree with you. We are not going to talk about this shit until Christmas Day. If
Thank
you bastards decide to show up to the show. If you show
Oh.
up hammered on Christmas Day to the show, we'll probably talk about the NBA
Christmas
because there
Day?
will be
Oh,
some
Christmas
NBA.
Day?
I'm going to
Wednesday?
be at a Chiefs game, as a matter of fact.
I was
on
like,
a-
isn't that
on
a
Monday?
It's a Monday.
So
Yeah.
Christmas
Well.
Day is a Monday. I'm going to be at the Chiefs game actually,
Well, stop getting drunk, man. Stop getting drunk. Come on, clean your shit up.
and
You could be talking about the NBA.
you know what we'll be doing this coming weekend. I mentioned it earlier today, but I'll be going to turn 2 up at a Hollywood casino and hang out with Vinny
Ooh, I like that
Pasquantino,
idea.
the Royals' first baseman,
So
as well as the
fuck
rest of
is
the
he doing
16
up
crew.
there?
What?
you did have one more, and I'm curious about
One
this
more what?
Yeah, you had the.
I want to see Vinny.
God,
I want to
I
see
don't-
Vinny.
Did you
see Vinny?
Pasquantino.
what?
I want to see that guy. dude.
I want to hear. I want to hear this one. 'Cause
I
I'm
hate
curious.
his
I'm
autograph.
curious.
I hate this. This
might
was
get
supposed to
his
be a
autograph,
topic,
dude.
Tanner. If we kept it around an hour, it's an
Hey,
hour
fuck
and
you,
33
man. You never
freaking
told me
minutes.
that was going to be.
But I want to hear what Jason has to say on this because I'm curious.
We're gonna go
No.
2 hours, man.
Just
We're gonna
start
go 2
over.
hours.
Tell me what the fucking topic is, okay? Because I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
Fuck it. Let's go 2 hours. All right, guys. So Tyreek Hill obviously came out in the news
Ooh, I like that
recently,
shit.
talking to
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Evans, as
Oh,
a matter
fuck
of
yeah.
fact, of all people,
I
about
heard
this.
shit.
And it was just one of those things. Tyreek Hill loves to talk a lot. He says a lot of things, a lot of stupid things too, like camaraderie. Camaraderie is one of his. He doesn't know how to say the word camaraderie.
He doesn't.
He says camaraderie. So, when you say stupid things, you probably have stupid opinions and stupid thoughts. So this is the thing. You know about that. But so Tyreek Hill came out and said that after his playing career, he is interested in potentially getting involved in some form of adult entertainment.
Yeah.
That was his idea.
And he's already had people reach out to him.
He goes, well, of course, whenever you say something, whenever you're a well-known
Celebrity.
NFL star, celebrity, whatever,
They're gonna hammer your
everyone's paying
phone
attention. They're gonna go, wait a minute, what did you want to do? And so, of course, it's gonna be. And Mac Evans' response to that was hey, you do you, man. Whatever you're into. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Mike Evans did not want any part of talking about him becoming a corn star. So he might move to Nebraska and start going through cornfields along the way after his retirement. So at least even on Twitter, he got on there and doubled down.
He did
on his post-retirement lifestyle, what he wants to be doing. Some people retire from their workplaces and jobs, and then they go work at Walmart. You work at the front door. You maybe you work at Costco. Maybe you take the little highlighter and then you swipe the people's receipt like a freaking idiot. Maybe you do that. Maybe that's what you do with your life after you retire. But some people want to go put their penis on a lot of different people after they retire. And that's a possibility as well. You could do that if you want to. But so my question to you guys is that now that we know Tyreek Hill, whenever he's done with playing football, that could be in the next, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it may be. We could be seeing his penis on TV at some point. If you have that enable, smart TV ability like Tanner has right here. I've seen a few things on this TV right next to us a few times, but
you know what that was? That was Twitch, though.
That was on Twitch. That was on Twitch, and that was probably a nipple. But regardless, guys, my question to you now is, now that we know Tyreek's plans, what is our plans? What is our plans to do in our retirement years? I mean, do you want to have the aspirations Tyreek Hill does? Could you even have that kind of sustainability to be able to do something like that? Or, what's your thoughts on retirement, guys? What are you going to do when you're done with your career?
Tell you what, man, that's a loaded fucking question. But
It is.
I appreciate you for asking that. I really do. Because, we all talk about having a backup plan in terms of our careers, right? Like I've heard a lot of people give graduation speeches to kids who are graduating for college. And a lot of people like to say, well, you should probably have a backup plan for whatever you want to aspire to. And I was always against that. Like, I feel like you should, when you're coming out of college, you should have a plan and you should go for it, man. Like, don't have a backup plan. You just go for whatever you want to do. And that's the end all be all. But in terms of Tyreek Hill, I mean, I'm proud of him, man. Like when you talk about porn and all that shit and having a second career in porn, I know this is going to be a big surprise to all of you JG fans out there. I don't get down with the porn, man. I probably used to back in the day.
You can say allegedly if you want.
Back allegedly, back when I was in my fucking 20s. A shit newsflash, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm in my fucking 40s.
Hey, they got hotter though. Don't worry, you missed out.
I'm sure I missed out on that bullshit.
Tara Pratchett's been gone for 20 years. You missed out, man.
Newsflash: the JG is not. I'm not down with that bullshit right now, but I used to be. And props to Tyreek Hill, man. You gotta have a plan when you're an NFL player. Okay, so I'm not here to judge an NFL player because I've never played in the NFL. I'm not a professional athlete. So what happens when you're in your 20s and 30s, you've got to figure out what's going to happen after you leave professional sports. Okay. Like, you have to have a plan. And so while I'm a guy that's certainly not into porn, right? Tongue in cheek. I'm not into porn, right? I'm not down with that shit, guys. Like, I know it's a big surprise. JG's not down with porn.
You've never even seen a penis before, have you?
I've never seen a penis. No. While I'm firmly not into that shit, I fully support Tyreek Hill and whatever the fuck he wants to do after his NFL career, because at some point, guys, guess what? When if you're an NFL player, you turn 35, 36 years old, you got to make some fucking money, right? Because you probably spend it all, right?
On hookers and blow.
if you didn't manage your money wisely, okay. And I know.
Why do you think Michael Irvin still works for NFL Network?
There's a handful of guys that fucking know how to invest their money and what have you, but probably not Tyreek Hill. You've got to figure out how you're going to spend your time post-retirement, okay? So for some of us, it comes a little bit later than others, right? So like in my personal career, I'm not going to retire until I'm fucking 55, probably 50, 55. I don't know. I'm 46 right now. But I'll probably retire when I'm 55 years old. Meanwhile, you got fucking Tyreek Hill. He's got to worry. Okay, we should feel sorry for him. He's got to worry about his fucking retirement in his 30s, right? So get something prepared. And like props to Tyreek Hill because he's got some ideas. He's creative. I am so in favor of creativity. Like, so it doesn't matter what you think about his lifestyle or what do you think he might be going into.
He's
like
got a bunch of kids.
Just fucking
What do
be
you
creative,
think his
man.
kids are going to think about him being a porn star all of a sudden when he's 35 years old?
You know what? The kids will take care of themselves. You know what? When they grow up, it's like I understand. Like
sometimes when young women get involved in these kind of things, in their early 20s or whatever it may be, then they're always asked the question, so what are your children going to think? When they see mommy on the screen, getting plowed by a big old 10 incher, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Well,
what are your kids going to think? So what is Tyreek Hill's kids going to think?
If he is,
especially someone who's been well known as breaking his children's arm and stuff like that,
But you have to account for that.
What's going to happen?
Here's the thing, man.
And pushing a pregnant woman down the stairs.
Yeah.
You just said 10 incher. Okay. We have to account for that. So if he's got a 10 inch, if he has a 10 inch cock, but he's only 5 foot.
I'm talking about
he's a short motherfucker, right? So he's got to make up for that shit. My point is that
I have no idea what's going on with that.
The children are important. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Like you gotta be a good example for the children. But at the end of the day, you're an adult and you've got to make a career for yourself. Okay. So
what are you going to do if you're retired? That's my question.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's the main
point
of this.
Yeah, you guys don't want to know the answer to that. So the JG is a professional gambler, right? So I know how to make money at gambling.
Correct. Is that just what you're going to do?
But
I can retire. I can do, guys.
It feels like you're a true profession, though.
I'm 46 years old. I can retire right now if I want to. So it just, everybody's got a different path. And that's what I'm saying for Tyreek Hill. He's got a different path. Okay. So like some people can be like me. They can find a secondary income, and for anybody that can do that out there, hey man, I'm all for it, man. Find a secondary income. But if you can't do that, then fucking do like Tyreek Hill, man. Just do what you got to do. And he's into porn. I don't actually.
So what are you doing after retirement?
I'm a professional gambler right now.
You're just going to gamble.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, it's fucking funny. You guys, you guys laughing my ass. I mean, whatever. That's great. I love the fucking, the funny shit and what have you, but I am a professional gambler.
We're aware of this.
And I will do that in my retirement. I'm doing it right now. But my point is like when you have a guy like Tyreek Hill, like nobody's here to like fucking come down on him and say, oh, you shouldn't be doing porn and all that shit. I mean, what are we, fucking 12? What are we living in? 20? We're living in 2000? Are we living in 1998 where adults are not allowed to make money in porn? I mean, that shit was going on when I was a child, okay? If you got to make money, you got to make money, right? Like we're sitting here a lot of people going after Travis Kelce for making his fucking money.
Can't you?
Like, really? Like, are we seriously going to get into his bank account? I'm not going to sit here and get into Travis Kelce's bank account the same way that I'm not going to get into Tyreek Hill's bank account in the same way that I wouldn't want other motherfuckers getting into my fucking bank account.
Why do we assume Tyreek wants to make money? What if he just wants to do for enjoyment?
I think he's wanting to do it.
Okay. So with Tyreek, I think he's full of shit. I think, he's just.
I can see him doing it.
He's not going into porn.
I think he's serious.
I'm just pretty serious.
No, he's not. I'm just making. I'm doing like a.
When you see his dick in 5 years, you're not going to regret
I'm
that.
not gonna watch
When the
that.
guy stripped down,
I'm not
Mike's
gonna
gonna
see
go
his
like,
cock.
"Oh, hey,
That's
by the
the
way."
thing.
I'll tell you what. I'm making the case. So what I did was I'm making the case to see his cock on TV, but I'm never going to see his cock on TV because I think he's full of shit. I think he's got.
We've seen
better
Antonio
options.
Brown's cock. What do you think Tyreek Hill's going to be doing?
Well,
They both
Antonio-
probably have CTE.
No, Tyreek does not have CTE.
Oh, yeah, he's
And,
working his way towards it.
Well, don't draft him. He might blow your championship.
I'm not drafting Tyreek Hill.
Don't compare him to Antonio Brown. Okay, that's a little bit different story. Okay,
Both of them want to be porn
but just
stars.
let them make their money. However,
They're probably
going to
do a porn together.
You don't. I will not watch your bank account in the same way that you will not watch their bank
I'm not
account
worried
and
about
watch
their
what
money.
the fuck they do. Okay,
They can do whatever
Okay.
they want.
we are pro athlete. Hey guys, are we not pro athlete on this show?
Tater, is this
We
the
don't give a
response you
fuck.
wanted? Is this the response
This
you
is-
wanted?
We don't give a fuck how they make money.
I was
we
expecting
are
more, but I mean, this is about what
we are
Is this what your
anti-NFL.
expectation was when I looked at that clock and it said
Hey, man.
133, and now it's 145, and this is what we've heard the last
We are. Hey
10
guys,
minutes.
I am pro.
Is this what you wanted, Tater? You
I'll
happy
tell you
about
what.
this?
I expected more gambler talk.
Shut the hell up, Tanner. I am for the player. Okay, we are all pro player in the NFL.
I'm not judging the player anymore. I'm over
I'll tell
it.
you what I'm against. Do you want to know what I'm against, Mike? I'm sure you do.
Oh, my God.
If I'm for the player, that means I am against the plantation owner, Roger Goodell. That's what I'm against.
What does that have to do with my question?
That has to do with African American studies, which you have no clue about.
That has nothing to do with
It
my
does.
question about retirement.
I'm against Roger Goodell, man. He's an owner. You know, I'm not going to say that word again that I just said, but
What
He's
the
an
hell
owner?
are you doing?
and I'm pro player. Okay, I want the players to do whatever the fuck they want to do. The players should be able to make their money. Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, so
Oh
you
my
take
God, what are
that
you
for what
doing?
it's worth. Hey, fuck you, man. Hey, if you're against, are you? So you want? So listen to these guys. These guys want. They want Jawan Taylor to have more penalties
Okay.
called against him because, you know,
We're gonna-
like
We're
it's
gonna have an
bullshit,
abrupt
man.
timeout here.
Like-
We got to have a timeout. Taylor,
Chiefs,
this,
go
is,
Chiefs.
this last
go
one's your
Chiefs.
fault, by the way.
Hey, man.
No, we
go
got
Jawan
this is
Taylor.
a big old timeout for this one.
Jawan Taylor, make
this
your
is
money.
a big timeout.
Nobody's
Look,
gonna
nope,
call any more
nope.
penalties.
I-
Nope.
I don't know where we got off.
Hey,
that.
Guys, I remember we missed a show a few weeks ago on a Wednesday. We took a week off for some reason. Something was coming up. We were all busy,
We did 2
and
hours.
we did a 2-hour show after that. I feel like at this point, coming
It's made up.
forward, the next week's show should be like 10 minutes because we give people way too much information.
I'll tell you
tonight.
this, man. Why do the NBA players have more power than the NFL players? I'll put that. That's a question. You know what, guys? That's gonna be our topic for next week. Okay. Why does Aaron
The
Rodgers?
outro.
Why does
Think we're
Aaron
just gonna do the
Rodgers
outro.
have more power
We're just
than
gonna have to
the
go-
NBA players? You know?
Thanks for watching.
Straight to the outro.
Outro. Outro.
Straight
See you guys. Hey, love you guys.
Straight to the outro.
See us next.